Welcome back to Bred in Captivity News, and sorry about the hiatus. Okay, I mean, you say to yourself, I'm going to start covering the news, and then the news turns into something out of a really horrible, apocalyptic, world-ending movie. I mean, Israel is continuing on a year and a half to show us a genocide in 4K that every powerful country in the world just goes on TV to posture about sadly while arming these fucking bastards to the teeth.
The situation in places like the Congo and Sudan have become even more desperate thanks to the never-ending intervention of American politics.
And European politics.
Yes.
Sorry. And right here in Canada, people are getting brutally arrested just for protesting, exercising our charter rights to freedom of speech and expression.
And then America tried to make us a 51st state.
Yeah, no thank you. I'm seeing what you're doing to your own citizens, sending them to an El Salvador fucking death camp or whatever. But luckily, all of this might be a moot point because India and Pakistan are just playing peekaboo with nukes.
Yeah, Pakistan. Up yours. Love, India. Let's see what happens.
They did not need much.
You know? Am I going to do it? No. Like, what do you mean? Stop it. What the? Cut that shit out. That's not a joke. Okay? If Modi feels so strongly about this, just go fist fight the nigga for what's it called, Kashmir.
First of all, I have always said, if you guys are really so mad about this, why don't you just take this over to the British? Because let's just start right at the root cause.
Why are brown people fighting each other over some shit the British did? You know what I mean? Sorry for the background noise if you can hear it. We have to keep the windows open because the building doesn't recognize it as summer yet, even though it's fucking scorching here in Toronto. They still have the heaters on. Anyhow, it's not all bad news and sweatiness. There are glimmers of hope in this dark, dark world. And one of those glimmers is coming right out of the motherland, Africa. And not your sponsor this kid for $1 a day, sponsor this kid for a price of a cup of coffee a day. Not that Africa. We're talking about Ibrahim Traoré's Africa, okay? This is the leader, the president of Burkina Faso, previously known as Upper Volta, until that name was changed by the man, the myth, the legend, Thomas Sankara. And the people of Burkina Faso swear up and down that Ibrahim Traoré is Sankara reincarnated, and that is for good reason. This man is giving the double barrels to the French. He's saying, get the fuck out of here and do let the door hit you on the way out.
Matter of fact, I hope you trip and fall down the stairs too.
Exactly, and we're not sending help if that happens. People are pissed. People are pissed about what this guy is doing. And it's causing a lot of confusion in the world. Like, a lot of people are like, oh my God, it's so good that Africa is like doing something for itself. Like, why is everyone so upset? Well, world. Turns out we can't live this way, the way we in the West live, if Africa is lifting itself out of poverty, okay? These Amazon next day to your door deliveries.
Forget about same day delivery,
you know what I mean?
Okay?
Forget about these new, what's it called, batteries coming out for every electric car that you're seeing out there, the new iPhone that comes out none of that shit happens if Africa isn't exploited and kept in poverty on purpose by the governments of the very same perplexed people wondering why Africa is just not getting it together and why they need my coffee money to make things work when I'm pretty sure they'd be shipping coffee right about there.
They grow the beans. Just take the beans.
So a lot of people are finding out that Africa is struggling not because they can't get their shit together. It's because the French don't want them to get their shit together. Because it turns out the French economy is still built on just stealing. Okay? Stealing and apparently lies, because China also told us that none of that shit's real. Allegedly. But you know what I'm saying? Like, they spilled the tea about all the luxury over there. France is, and it's interesting because France is a place that has an incredibly high standard of living. I remember over a decade ago when that documentary Sicko came out by, who's the guy that made Fahrenheit 9/11? Michael Moore. If you hear the name, you would know. I saw the Michael Moore documentary Sicko, and France's quality of life was like shown off in there, right? They were talking to Americans who have to deal with a cruel medical system. I saw a man who lost 2 fingers in a work accident, and his insurance company, the hospital has to call his insurance company before getting to work on him, which is wild. Because if you're in Canada like I am, there's no phone call. I'd be, if I come there and I'm holding my fingers on ice, put that shit back on right now. Are you crazy? But in America, they'll call your insurance company first while they just like
give you fingers.
Give you some free bandages or something like that.
Yeah.
Like just use whatever.
Just forget about your digits. They're not getting you attached.
Just use whatever the ambulance gave you for now. I got to call the insurance company up real quick. And then the doctor comes back to him and says, it's just one that they're going to pay for. So which one do you want to keep? It was that or the ears. Like it was either the fingers. I'm not joking. Oh
my God.
They're like, they're just going to cover one. So
that's crazy.
And we got to work quick. You know, I already had to waste time calling the guy. So the one you're going to pick is probably not even going to be that great. So quick. Which one do we attack? I was flabbergasted, okay? But this is a thing. And then in France, they were sending these pregnant women, these new mothers home with nannies to just help them out around the house. And I'm like, wow, France has got it like that. And what a great way to live. What a great people. What a civilized society. Hold up. Because that's only possible because they're exploiting the shit out of Africa. Okay? There are no rights in Africa. They're not sending your baby home with a nanny. They're sending your baby home with a work schedule. Because in a few weeks, I need that kid in the mines. Okay? Here's his timetable. In a few weeks, I need that baby down there up in the mines. Getting me my gold.
They have never heard of Montessori in their life.
Ever. They're like, yeah, no, you had a baby. Great. The workforce is growing.
So employee number what now?
You know what I mean? So they're deploying like Nazi-like shit over there in Africa. They have a group of 14 countries. I don't remember all the names, but Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, Congo, Central African Republic, Mali, Togo, a lot of places are in those 14 that France still holds as colonies. And what they do to steal their money is they go to this country and they say, you know what? We're leaving. We're decolonizing you, okay? This is decades ago. And then they're like, but you need a currency here, don't you? So don't worry. Oh, you have gold? Forget all that. I'm going to print you paper. Just worthless fucking paper. Don't worry about the gold. I'll tell you what to do with the gold. Now,
I'll tell you what to do with the crazy. It's somebody coming to your backyard and being like, okay, so we're going to take all of this out and we're going to put a gazebo here, okay? And don't you worry, it's going to be stone everything.
Yeah, you know, that's the Israeli thing. They'll come right into your settlement and be like, don't worry, I'm putting a gazebo here, but you're not allowed on it, so you're trespassing.
Oh, yikes.
But, okay, I'm going to try to explain this in a way that I think helped me understand. Imagine you're trying to run a business, okay? You're an African country, and the country is a business, and the French are like, I'm leaving, make your business profitable. But every time you need to spend money, you will spend this currency that I'm printing you. It's a French currency, not the French currency. Don't get it twisted. It's a French currency. Don't try to spend that shit in France because it's not going to work. But for you here in Africa, this is your French currency. It is worth half of the real French currency. Okay? So, it's tough, but, you know, there's your currency. Also, if you need to buy anything, you have to buy it from me, France, if you want your business to run. And sorry, I know I made you the currency, but I'm still going to need you to pay me at the proper French prices. So the price of everything is double. Okay. That's for when you need to buy something. And when I need to buy something from you, I will just pay you in the currency that I gave you, you know, for half the price.
Totally reasonable.
Fine, right? Also, in this agreement, I have the rights to all of your minerals. But if I decide I'm not interested, you're first in line. Outside of France, because if the government's not interested, obviously I got to offer it to my French peeps first, right? And then if the companies are not interested, then Burkina Faso, get in play, girl. You know what I'm saying? Do you? Yeah. And then I'm gonna just need you to turn a profit. And when you have some money, we'll just put it in a savings account. I'll control the account, okay? And when you need to use some of your savings, hey, your savings are there. Come get it from me. Don't get it from me. Come borrow it from me. Because it's got to go back. And, you know, when you borrow something, there's got to be interest. I know it's your money, but like, what are we going to do? You know, like create a whole new system for borrowing things? That's crazy. Borrowing comes with interest. Don't worry about what I'm borrowing from you, because that's part of the whole, you know, I'm not borrowing it, I took it. So that's why there's interest from me. So, but if you need to take your money, Burkina Faso, I got you. Just come borrow it from yourself. I have the savings, right? And then it'll be at an interest. And then, of course, you have to pay the interest back in the proper French currency, double it. We've already been through this. You know how it works. But also, I can't just let you borrow any amount you want, right? Because, like, that's crazy. So 50% locked off to you, 20% as a guarantee for the 50%. So 30% borrow at your will with interest. And lift yourself out of poverty, girl. You can do it. That's the deal France put on the table for 14 countries. That I'm not joking. The deal was called the Pact for the Continuation of Colonization. I wish I made it up. I wish I was making that shit up.
Go ahead and lift yourself, girl.
They said, I'm leaving you guys. World, behold us, the benevolent French. Okay? Look at Africa. They're struggling. Okay? What we did was wrong. We are leaving. Africa, get over here. Get over here. We're leaving. Sign this thing. We are good people. Get the fucking... We are good people. All 14 of them, or I'll fucking kill you all. We are great people. These blacks need help. You know what I'm saying? Did you sign it? All 14? And we're good. We have decolonized from here.
Oh,
Unrelated, there is a pact for the continuation of colonization, but don't worry. You know what I mean? We're leaving. We're leaving. The military stays here. What is that great? If something pops out, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a pact. Someone's got to enforce it. So, also, there's going to be a military base on all 14 of these places. So, if you disagree with us, just go talk to my rifles. Oh, yeah, they're totally reasonable, as long as you do exactly what they say. And that's how Burkina Faso has, like, 100 coup attempts. and like, 50 successful. Those aren't the real numbers, but there's been coup after coup after coup. Ibrahim Traoré couped up the last nigga. Okay? But he's the coup the people want. He's the coup the people are down for, because the people in Burkina Faso love this man, because he looked at the absurdity of what France was trying to offer his people, of what France was doing to his people, and he just thought to himself, well, shit, how the hell am I poor if they're robbing me for gold? It doesn't make sense. If there's gold here and there's poor people, then we'll just, we'll use our gold to fix this, right, guys? And then France was like, no, what did you say? Absolutely not. They've been trying to kill this man since he started talking like Sankara, who they also killed. They sent his best friend to do the job for him. And some sort of Shakespearean betrayal type shit. The man was his best friend for 20 years. And he set up a meeting where it was known that he was just going to plug the guy up. And in his dying act, Sankara just said, I know y'all are here for me. Let my men go. But he died thinking that he saved them, and they all got plugged up anyways.
What happened to the best friend?
The best friend, surprisingly, wasn't feeling well that day and couldn't attend the meeting. So
but what happened after the death?
He became president for 20 years. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And then just looked at the French and said, forget all that Sankara shit, bro. What do you need?
He took one straight out of the Bible.
Oh, yeah. 100%. And people despise him. It was a loss, not for the country, but for the continent, for the diaspora, for the world, because that was a man who, he renamed Upper Volta, that bullshit French name, and gave the country the name Burkina Faso, which means land of upright people. And he was a man who led by example. He was out there in the streets, working hard, riding bicycles, he just believed that everybody was down for the cause, right? And that was kind of his undoing. He is the hero of Ibrahim Traoré, who has studied his hero's ways and his downfall, and has decided, I don't trust nobody. Mm-hmm. And I respect that. Mm-hmm. Continue to never trust anyone, Ibrahim.
That's how you have to. That's how you succeed in politics.
Yeah, that's how you have to do it, because he idolizes the man, and the reason that people gravitated towards Ibrahim when he did that coup attempt, not an attempt, he was successful. He's the leader now. The undisputed and beloved leader. Like, the people in the country love him. The West always tries to paint him as somebody who took over by force and is still ruling with an iron fist. Don't believe it. The people love him.
No, and it's very difficult to believe that, especially in a day and age of media, because everywhere you have international support for this man. You can go ahead and try to fill your propaganda as much as you want, but it's not going to be successful. This is not 1940s. You know what I mean?
That actually brings me to another point that I wanted to make. The love for him is explosive in a way that we've never seen before because it's happening in the digital age, right? Back in the day, if you were, say, a young person in the time of Thomas Sankara's assassination, you would have felt devastated, betrayed, and hopeless and all that stuff, but you wouldn't have had the online community to have your back.
Absolutely.
And that is a kind of strength bolstering, courage building, unity forming spirit that is hard to get when you don't know that you have allies everywhere. But in the age of Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, we are seeing with our own eyes in real time what this man is doing and how the people are reacting. And the love for him is touching every corner of the continent. Just listen to Malema from South Africa talk about this.
We stand with Captain Traoré. We stand with Traoré because we know that Traoré stands for the unity of Africa. We are Traoré, and Traoré is all of us. If they kill Traoré, you must know they would have created another wound in the continent of Africa. We must defend him the same way we defend the unity.
He is getting love from even places like Somalia. I saw a woman
song, right?
singing a song about him. I'm like, yes, the love for him is in Kenya. It's in Congo. It's everywhere. It's everywhere in Africa. I saw during the most recent attempt on his life, we heard, and this is all alleged because it's hasn't been 100% verified, but a friend of his, someone in his inner circle, was offered $5 million to take this guy out while he was praying. Because they're sick bastards wanting to send a message out with the French.
I remember that. And I remember reading the article on that, and specifically the instructions were given that when his head is bowed down is when you take an execution-style shot, which is so much psychologically worse and fucked up. The type of message you're trying to send there.
Just the fucking gall, the chutzpah of the French.
Audacity.
Because
the caucasity.
The Franco, I'm not going to. In your own country, you want to pretend that you're for women's rights, for freedom of religion, freedom of speech, and, this could, look at French culture. But for the rest of the world, you're sending for us.
Yeah, because lo and behold, the poor are not allowed to speak up about the truth that they're experiencing.
No, it is a man who beats the shit out of his wife and then comes to her later to try to tend her wounds. You're not a hero. You're not a hero. I'd be better off. I wouldn't need this tending had you not fucked me up. And that's exactly what aid in Africa looks like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They'll come and they'll steal from you with one hand and give to you way less in another. But the absolute hypocrisy in one part of the world. You have streets filled with beautiful buildings and Michelin star restaurants and blah, blah, blah. And then that same country is inflicting medieval-style torture on actual children, and everybody knows it. Listen to Italian Prime Minister pop off about what's it called, exactly what the French are doing a year ago.
Questo è un bambino che lavora in una miniera d'oro in Burkina Faso. Il Burkina Faso è una delle nazioni più povere del mondo. Per il Burkina Faso, che ha l'oro, la Francia stampa moneta coloniale. In cambio pretende che finiscano nelle casse del tesoro francese il 50% di tutto quello che il Burkina Faso esporta. L'oro che questo bambino si infila in un cunicolo per tirare fuori finisce per lo più nelle casse dello Stato francese. Allora la soluzione non è prendere gli africani e spostarli in Europa. La soluzione è liberare l'Africa da certi europei che la sfruttano e consentire a queste persone di vivere di quello che hanno.
Everybody knows it. And now that Ibrahim Traoré has the audacity to say, I'm not with this. I'm going to use what we have for us. You have people in the West going around being like, oh my God, he's using Burkina Faso's gold for his own government. Well, then stay the fuck up out of it. Who the fuck else should use that? Stay the fuck up out of it.
Can you imagine any country telling our government that it's really fucked up that you're using your resources for your own government and your own country?
Do you ever say, oh my God, Saudi Arabia's fucking taking all the oil to enrich their government?
No.
Well, to enrich the royal family. Hello? Who else would get Saudi's oil? It's infuriating. And I feel like since there are so many narratives that we have fallen behind on as a society and have just found out later, what the truth was, 9/11, Gaddafi, and countless more examples. Here we are at a moment in time that is a true litmus test for all of us who claim to support Africa, support liberation, support freedom of determination, to pay attention to what's happening in Burkina Faso.
And you have the resources now to pay attention.
You have people in the streets saying, like, I'm old as shit, but I'll still serve in the army if he needs me. And you have me here in Toronto be like, you know what, bet.
Yeah, bro.
What else do you need?
What do you need?
You know what I mean? I make a mean sourdough.
I can sew.
I'm a pretty good cloud advisor if you need to, what's it called, streamline your infrastructure. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here.
Save you a bunch of money, dude.
I'll save you so much money. That was what I was doing before. Your wife probably is busy as hell. Do you need a maid service around the house?
Yeah, fast.
I'll get in there. You know what I mean? So she can get to business when you need it. You know what I'm saying? I know you're loyal. So I won't free it up, but I'll free it up. You know what I mean? Because I'll take care of the chores. There is one thing that he is doing over there that I really hope becomes something global that everybody can contribute to, and it is the Burkina Faso National Fund. I'll put a link to a video where somebody talks about it in depth and articles so you guys can see what exactly it's accomplished. But essentially, it has opened up a way for regular people of Burkina Faso citizens to contribute money to a fund that the government uses to help the people out. And Ibrahim Traoré has been putting that shit to work. He's been getting tractors for people, for his farmers. It's not enough tractors, but it makes a difference. He's giving them out for free. He's not charging them anything. Take the tractor, the government pays for the diesel, the oil, whatever you need to run it, and, let your farms grow, because they are trying to get into an agricultural boom. He wants the country to become self-sufficient, starting with food and industry. Well, starting food and then moving to industry. He wants to get the skills after they get food secure. So through this national fund, he raised double what the government's budget was for some of these services. And we want him, we as in everybody who supports Burkina Faso, want him to open that up to the world so that we can give the price of a coffee a day. Price of a coffee a day to Burkina Faso. You know what I mean? If you were able to raise tens of millions from tiny Burkina Faso, imagine what it would be like if you opened that up and you got support from Kenyans, from Nigerians, from people in Egypt, from people here in Canada, America, the islands, everywhere the diaspora exists. And on the continent, it would be game-changing in a way that I don't think the world has ever seen before. And we're ready for it, man. There's so much bad going on. It feels like Burkina Faso is a jewel, and Ibrahim Traoré is a jewel that we need to protect. That it's something that in this fucking depressing era that we're living through, it feels like a little bit of hope, somewhere where things are going right, somewhere where we're catching a win. You don't have to be black, you don't have to be African, none of that to feel good about this, to feel good about somebody like getting out of the clutches of imperial fucking, I don't even know what to call it, slave labor. Like, they have never left. The French have never fucking left. I laid out the scheme for you guys. It's a horrible scheme. You wouldn't wish it on any person, let alone 14 countries with a combined population of a little over 200 million people. It's an amazing thing to see, and it's on a scale that we might never see again in our lifetime. And I just think that it's worth protecting and talking about. When everything is going to shit, wanted to shine a light on a corner of the world where things are going right. And we love Traoré, we stan him. Like I said, the door is open. M the Gem fucks up some good matcha. She makes chapati like you wouldn't even believe. African chapati, okay? Like,
that's
not
right.
roti. You know what I mean?
Anything you need, baby, we're there.
Whatever. Can you imagine if I ever got to meet him?
Yeah.
I would fucking
Throw it in
die.
the universe.
We're gonna meet.
Yes.
Oh my God. I would fucking die. Anyhow, if you stayed around this long, thank you. And if you haven't subscribed already, what are you waiting for? Please do it. Bread and Captivity out.